We're here with Dan Schrementi, who is the president of gaming at Incredible Technologies, the little company that could. And Dad, before we begin, I've got a question to throw at you that was not on the list that we provided. We understand that you are the host of a famous international event called the Schrementi Sausage Festival. Can
That
you
would
tell
be
us
it.
about that?
Yeah, it is. It's something I've become famous for, even in the gaming industry. So I put Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago, on my LinkedIn page. And in addition to being president of Incredible Technologies, but yeah, we have my family sausage recipe. We have a huge party every year. We raise money for ALS charities. And the gaming industry has actually embraced it in a huge way. And it's become something that I love, opening that up to everybody else that we work with in this business. A lot of us become friends. And yeah, it's a fun part of my personal life.
You know, that sounds great, and it's so positive, but on the flip side, to balance things out, you're a White Sox fan.
I am, yeah, and it's been a tough year. So we've made it through, and yeah, it was my former employer before I worked for Incredible Technologies. And, you know, at least we did win the World Series in 2005, so I can rest easy.
Well, as a Phillies fan, I can tell you, as dark and gloomy as things are, there's always a brighter day.
It will be. Can only go up from here.
How about Incredible Technology? We'll talk about that for a while. It's been a busy year for you guys. Give us an update on what you've accomplished and where you go from here.
Yeah, I mean, the last year I came in here and kind of opened up about a lot of the struggles that we went through as a company, and the commitment to change that we made very publicly, including here in this interview. But a year ago, it was still promised that what we were saying was true. And in this past year, we've had top performing game, you know, 6 months, really five to 6 months on top of the charts, the #1 portrait cabinet, top games, 3 games in the top 10 this month. We've turned Incredible Technologies. I don't even want to say we turned it around. We've rebuilt it back up to where it once was and beyond, with a new vision for the future. And I'm just so proud of the people who did it, because it's a very small team, and one of our culture values we talk about is Chicago grit, and it's a group of people that are extremely resilient and fighting against these major large companies that you've been talking to today and yesterday, and people are excited for us, and I'm just so proud of everybody and happy to be here at the show.
When you talk about the larger companies, it's true. Obviously, some of them have R&D budgets that might be as big as your total budget.
Yep.
So how do you innovate? Tell us a little bit about the innovation and the technological edge that you're on.
Yeah, we take kind of a different approach. Our teams are smaller. We like to say we're in a jet boat sometimes, and sometimes that's great because you can develop things very fast. We can iterate and develop quicker than most of our competition, but sometimes it's a disadvantage, like when the weather gets stormy, like COVID, and times like that. We spend a lot of time adding process to make sure that quick development can react to trends in the market quicker, but we also look for areas in the market where maybe our competitors would be too risk averse to innovate there, and we try to disrupt that area. And it's worked for us this past year. One great example is a lot of the industry is shying away from certain style of persistent type of slot machines. We believe we've found a sweet spot for games like Stack Up Pays and other new games that we're showing in our booth here. And it's helped us dominate areas of the Eilers-Fantini charts and things like that. And you're going to see more of that out of Incredible Technologies. We're not going to be afraid to do something different.
Can you describe that a little bit? That kind of
Yeah,
game?
so persistent style games are games where the math collects some type of feature while you play it, as opposed to the game just constantly being under an immediate one bonus game and in and out experience. So a persistent feature might build up over time, and a lot of those features, if done incorrectly, could create advantage play or create opportunities for casinos to add risk that they don't want. But if done right, it can attract a certain style of player that we want to play and that casinos want to play, and that's where you get a high sticky factor of that game and a resilience over time of a feature that maybe is a little bit unique compared to somebody else. So yeah, you're going to see more of those style games, along with things that react more to market trends. And of course, we've got 3-pots and things like that, styles and features that you're seeing that are popular, but we're doing it always in unique ways.
The one of the buzzwords of every industry this year is artificial intelligence. Is that a word at Incredible?
It is something we always play with. For us on game analytics, it's an area where we're trying to see, can AI be used to help us in that way? It's also used on rapid development prototyping. We use it to help make art and make features that test and put them in front of players. Part of that fast development is that we want all of our games tested. That means tested in front of players, maybe in our office, focus group type of testing, but that also means maybe testing it in the field and see if somebody likes it. AI has been very beneficial for us in that, to create quick and dirty artwork that's actually pretty good, to find out, does somebody like this color or that color or this feature? So we use it like that. I think the industry will change over time with its adaptation of AI. It has to.
Yeah, I tend to think AI, for most purposes, is a misnomer. It's really computing power.
Yes, right. And it changes the game for all of us. And so like when it comes to game mathematics or simulations, which in our business is an important part of how these games work, the ability to run millions of permutations faster only helps us create more complex, kind of like the persistent style games that we're making, more complex style math models that can offer a new and unique player experience.
One of the questions we ask every year is about the future corporate structure of Incredible.
Yep.
There seems to be a growing belief that the gaming technology game sector of this industry is due for another round of consolidation. And we all know you've got a private ownership of folks who've been at this for a while. Are there any thoughts as to what the future may hold in terms of M&A or?
Yeah, for us, still privately held by Elaine Hodgson and Richard Ditton. I love working for them. I've worked for them for 20 years of my career, and someday the future may change. But again, I sit here in this interview and say today is not the day. We're having fun. We're doing what the company likes to do, and as long as Elaine and Richard continue to feel that way, we like the idea that we can be a disruptive, smaller company, and we like the idea that we are the only private company left in a very complex industry of consolidation. I think it's a good position to be in, let's be honest.
And one could say that's incredible.
Yes, I think it is, yeah.
What are one or two products folks must see when they come to your booth?
So the main product that I want people to see when they come to Incredible Technologies booth, one is the booth itself. We wanted to really stand tall and be proud of who we are. We built a Chicago bar in our booth with an eye towards hospitality. Midwest hospitality is basically what we're trying to offer. We have Chicago-style hot dogs later today, by the way. We want people to come and hang out with us and have and enjoy who we are, which is the most approachable company in gaming. I really, truly believe a very authentic company. So that is on the first and foremost, our people and that experience. But on the product side of things, you can see where the company is headed with our new Prism Skybox, which we've launched here at the show. The Skybox is what put us on the map many years ago. It was the first cabinet to basically invent the large top box form factor category. Back then in the core segment, we are finally, after about 8 years, retiring the old Skybox and bringing a new vision of what that is. It is a dual screen portrait cabinet, and it'll be the only for sale dual screen portrait curved cabinet. And it's very unique, and I'm just proud of it because it shows where we're heading as a company. So when you come to our booth, please make sure you take a look at it.
One of the things, and we talk about Incredible is a small company, which it is in relative terms, but I remember your first booths where you had like a half dozen machines or something, and now you've got a full array.
We've got pictures of it on the wall. Part of our dive bar that we tried to build, we put pictures of our history all on our wall. Incredible is going to be celebrating its 40th anniversary next year, and we want to kick off that celebration here at G2E.
And
So-
for folks, Dan, who don't know, Incredible has a long history
Yep.
prior to gaming and outside of gaming, the arcade business, the amusement business.
Yep.
So when you say you're 40 years old, you're
Yep.
really much younger in gaming.
Much younger, yeah, really in gaming. About 2010, 2012, we started showing here. And pictures of that booth are on the wall. I literally helped screw those games together and the bases and the towers. And to see where we've come in that period of time, it just makes me happy. So we're going to be displaying all that. Please come check it out.
Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you and hear the update on the little company that could.
Yeah, thank you. I like that. So we're going to continue to fight the fight. And thank you for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.